Alright guys, we got a crazy unboxing to do today. Something very, very exciting. There's actually a couple of things here, but I got a Steam Deck. Yeah, in fact, I've had a Steam Deck for a couple of months now, and literally have, it's just been sitting here. I haven't been touching it, so. We're gonna be unboxing the brand new Steam Deck OLED, the limited edition 1TB model. I actually had woken up and pre-ordered this thing, or attempted to pre-order this thing, and it took me about 50 minutes from just trying to add it to my cart to check out on the Steam store. And eventually I did get one, and then Valve shipped it out to me rather quickly. It actually only took them like a week and a half for it to arrive at my doorstep, which is crazy considering that, you know, back when the Steam Deck first launched, people were waiting like 6 months to a year to get their own deck delivered to their house. So times have definitely changed. I'm very, very excited to get to this thing. I haven't seen it myself, so this is gonna be pretty cool. And then I also picked up, as a bit of an accessory here, this Steam Deck dock, and this thing's pretty cool. I really just wanted something where I can kind of just, you know, set it on a stand and it can just kind of charge instead of me just having it placed in my drawer somewhere. So this thing's actually pretty cool because it's very versatile. It basically turns your Steam Deck into a switch. It has like video outputs, there's Ethernet, all this type of stuff. So you can actually connect your Steam Deck to a TV with this device. So we're going to be taking a look at both of these things, and I'm going to unbox it. I'm going to set it up. I will be doing separate videos regarding like the, you know, home screen layout and all that stuff. I have no idea what the Steam OS is like, so I'll probably do a video about that, and then of course my impressions of the device as I start using it. So alright, let's get to it. Alright everyone, so just quickly before we actually get to unboxing these devices here, I went ahead and cut all of the tape already, and I did take a look inside the case, so you might see a couple things ripped. I assure you everything was brand new, but you know, this thing has kind of been sitting here, you know, just around my house. It hasn't been getting used, so I just wanted to make sure that everything was okay with this thing and that, you know, there wasn't any damage and stuff when I got it. So I did take a look inside, but this effectively will be like the first time I'm taking a look at the device fully, as well as turning it on and stuff like that. So we have two things here. This is the actual Steam Deck itself. Forgive the white pamphlets, I wanted to block out my address information. And then we have here the dock that I also bought. So yeah, this is actually a pretty cool accessory. I think we should probably check this out first and then get to the actual Steam Deck. All right, so yeah, like I said, I wanted a stand to basically connect my Steam Deck to, so I can just kind of plop this thing without having to essentially just, you know, kind of put it in my drawer, and it would also charge the device as well. But this thing's actually a lot more versatile than I was originally expecting it to be. I did not think it was going to be basically a device that turns your Steam Deck into a switch, but that's exactly kind of what it is. So pretty nice packaging. I just love Valve's kind of simplistic stuff. You'll see when we unbox the Steam Deck how cool the actual packaging is and things like that. But yeah, I just think that they did a great job here with the actual packaging of everything. Let's go ahead and open it. Here we go. Yeah, so this is the dock itself, very simplistic. It's not overly heavy, but you know, there is some nice weight to it. You got this matte finish here with the actual Steam Deck logo, some rubberized you know, grips and stuff on the bottom. If you turn it over, this entire bottom here is also rubberized, so that way when it's actually sitting on a surface, it's not going to move, you know, without some force being applied to it. It's not going to kind of slip around. On the back here, we got some interesting ports. So first of all, this thing's a bit interesting where your Steam Deck is supposed to basically sit on top, and then you use this cord, because the charger port is on the top of the Steam Deck, to connect it like so. So this connects on the top of the device, and that's why you kind of have this freestanding wire. But on the back here, you have basically a series of different connections to basically make your Steam Deck kind of like a permanent device that's connected to your TV. In fact, if you don't even want to use it as a portable device, you could essentially connect like a keyboard, mouse, and all this stuff to it and just use it as like, you know, a computer basically. So we have DisplayPort here, we have HDMI, USB-C, which is basically where the charging cord is going to go, as well as Ethernet.
And then you have 3 USB-A ports. So you can connect things like a flash drive there, I assume like mouse and keyboard and different accessories, maybe even a webcam and things like that. So this is a pretty versatile, you know, actual dock for your Steam Deck. And again, it turns it into the Nintendo Switch. Let's see what else is in here as well. Looks like we have the charger cord, which is pretty nice. So you get an extra charge cord here for your Steam Deck. I guess this one's specifically designed to use with the dock, but it's all USB-C, so you could just use this to charge your Steam Deck OLED if you really wanted to. So nice, you know, you basically just get these two, and yeah, there's nothing else in the box there. So like I said, it's pretty nice to have this thing. I just really wanted to have it kind of displayed so I didn't have to tuck it away in a drawer because of how massive the thing is. And this is pretty nice because I can basically connect this to my TV, and if I am playing something and I do want to connect it to the actual, you know, TV that I'm playing games on, I can just, you know, do it this way. Plug in my Steam Deck, use this cord to plug it into the device on the top, and then it outputs that, you know, via HDMI or DisplayPort, depending on if you're using a TV or a monitor, directly to your display, and you can use it that way. So it's a pretty cool device. For $80, you know, I think you get a lot of different options, and it definitely adds to the again, the versatility of the actual Steam Deck itself and turns it into a Switch. So not a bad deal considering you know, what you get here. And now let's move on to the actual meat of the unboxing, the thing that everyone's looking forward to, the actual Steam Deck itself. So first off, this is the package exactly how it came to my house, and when you look at it, it's very unassuming, right? You know, you got basically your different labels there. It just looks like a generic shipping box, you know, it tells you the battery warnings and stuff. And then you open it and you realize this is the actual box to the Steam Deck. Yeah, this is the actual, you know, packaging that they use, which is pretty interesting. I love all the writing here, if you guys can actually read that clearly, because it's written in different languages, and they just have, you know, different things like, you know, I'm in a garden, I'm at the park, I'm on the toilet. So it's like all the different use case scenarios for a portable device, and they have just the different verbiage here, and again, it's all written in different languages, Chinese, Japanese, all that good stuff. So I just thought that was kind of funny. I really like the clever packaging and stuff that Valve has put into this thing. And then basically you have your, you know, your bulk items here, the good stuff. So we'll take a look at the Steam Deck afterwards, but over on the side here, we have sort of our accessories. And this should be pretty basic and bare bones here, but yeah, if you open it, all you have basically is the actual charging cable. It is slightly different than the charging cable that came with the dock. Let me get that out really quickly. So here's the actual, you know, AC power adapter for the dock, and then this is the one that actually came with the Steam Deck. And right away I can just say that, you know, this one's branded with the actual Steam Deck logo on there. It looks to be the same though. Yeah, it's even the same branding. It looks to be even the same wattage as well. So I don't think you're losing out on anything by, you know, using either or, but it is kind of nice that you do get two charging inputs. One can just be tucked away as a spare, or you can use this essentially to charge any of your other USB-C devices. I'm not sure if this constitutes as a fast charger or not. Well, 100 to 240 volts, so you can actually maybe fast charge your phone with this if it uses USB-C. So if you buy a new iPhone and you didn't get a charger, and it has, I think those do have USB-C now, you could use this to fast charge your phone. So yeah, that's basically all you get in that side. You do, hold on, something tucked away here. The actual instruction booklet, of course, that no one really reads, but all the legal information, the how-to information, the quick start stuff, all that is basically here. So, you know, your basic you know, stuff just to get this thing working and get you started with using this device. So that's about all, but you know, nice that they kind of utilize the packaging so well. But let's get on to the actual deck itself. All right, and very cool. So this is the high-end model. Let me just take this box, put it out of the way. This is the high-end limited edition model. So basically this was only available if you were trying to like rush and actually purchase this thing. In fact, I know a lot of people who I saw on Twitter, a lot of people were just voicing their disappointment and their frustration with trying to check out with this thing with the Steam on the Steam store because of how much the servers were being, you know, hammered. It took me almost an hour to actually check out with this thing. I had this thing in my cart and Steam just kept denying and kept restarting. Like it took so long just to get a payment through to this thing, but I just kept persisting and eventually I did get one. And yeah, you know, the OLED screen, which is slightly larger, you know, this is limited edition, so basically it comes in this transparent shell, which is gonna be pretty cool. So might as well get to seeing what this is like. And of course, you're seeing this right now, but this is the actual carrying case that came with the device. So this is kind of nice because, you know, where previously if you buy like a portable system, you kind of have to spend money to get an accessory like this. This is a hard shell, you know, travel case that you can basically store your Steam Deck in and, you know, take it with you wherever you go, or just, you know, keep it nice and safe. And something that's really cool here, if you look on the top, so these zippers actually have a keyring hole that's kind of through them, and if you get one of those tiny little locks, this is a way where you can actually lock your Steam Deck from being used. Like if you have small children or just children that, you know, you don't want them using this thing or in danger of ruining this thing, you can keep it in the case, get one of those tiny little locks, and it's big enough to actually fit through the keyring hole there on the zippers. So that is a really awesome kind of, you know, small little nod that they did, like a nice attention to detail, because, you know, there's a lot of people who have small children and these electronics, expensive electronics like this don't necessarily mix. So this is a way of keeping your Steam Deck nice and secure, you know, even if it's just out in the open, unless someone actually breaks the lock, you're not gonna be able to get through this thing. So yeah, it's a really nice case itself, all hard shell. You get this nice kind of elastic band, and then beneath it is this kind of pouch here. You can see there's like a space behind it, which is nice. So I assume that this is probably for the charging cable. In fact, if we take the charging cable here, it's probably, yeah, you could probably switch the charging cable in there if you really wanted to. So, you know, you're taking this thing on the go, and you want to make sure you bring, you know, of course, your charger with you. You could probably just kind of squish it in there, kind of like so. Sort of, but you know, it's a way of, you know, kind of taking it there, and then I guess behind, because there's this indentation, just put it behind there. And you know, it's not perfectly flat, it's not perfectly symmetrical, but hey, you know, it's a way of actually taking your accessories, and they have this nice little, you know, empty space there that can be used for that. So that's pretty cool there. Let's get to actually seeing this thing. So you got a nice Velcro. This Velcro is open, and then you take the zipper and it goes all the way around. And the big moment of truth, here we go. Damn. Dude, look at that packaging. So this carrying case is a limited edition as well. You can see it has all the, you know, kind of transparent parts, all the different, you know, pieces that make up the actual Steam Deck itself. You get a nice microfiber cloth for cleaning the screen, and then the actual deck is sitting there. Man, look at that shell. That is beautiful. This has to be one of the most beautiful portable devices I've ever seen. I just love the design of the way this looks. Fully transparent, smoke gray, and then you have like these orange, you know, tips for the thumbstick, the power button. Like turn it over, you got an orange grill there. The screws are even orange. All these nice little accents that make up this really beautiful, you know, handheld. And to be honest, you know, holding it now, this is my first time actually holding a Steam Deck. I have to say that it fits really nicely within the palm of your hands. As far as the OLED model goes, you do have a bigger screen with this, a slightly bigger screen. I think it's 7.4 inches in total size. You do have some new trackpads as well. Of course, the shell and stuff make it up, but you also have a smaller SoC on this thing, which is more power efficient, as well as a bigger battery. So honestly, this feels more like a mid-generation refresh, something akin to like almost the PS4 Pro, although to be honest, you do get marginally better performance in games, anywhere from around 5 FPS or so. So to me, it's more like an Xbox One S, where you get nice sort of quality of life upgrades with a much cleaner, much smaller looking console. You know, it's just a really beautiful design here. I love the way this looks. Taking a look further at the carrying case, you can just see this is just so well made. The actual quality of this thing, you know, nothing's going to be hurting this this Steam Deck once it's inside. It's really well built. I love all the little design nods that they give, and of course, holding this thing now, it is nice and light. You know, there's like some weight to it, but it's not like, I don't feel like this would be uncomfortable holding for, you know, any number of hours or whatnot. It's actually a really well balanced device. Like the weight is evenly distributed. So yeah, even like the travel length between like the buttons here and the thumbsticks, and you got your triggers here. The triggers kind of feel almost like, the triggers feel kind of like PS5 triggers, and then you got the bumpers here, which kind of feel like old school Xbox, like an Xbox 360 almost. That's awesome. And then your Steam button, menu button, you have start select up there, these click in, and then you have these programmable buttons on the bottom here, which I think depending on the game you're playing, you can program these to do certain actions, which is just great. So yeah, this is pretty awesome. I'm very, very happy with this. I guess we should probably kind of turn this on and kind of go through the setup process, but wow, what a beautiful device seeing it in person. The screen in particular, I'm just looking at the screen right now, it's not even on, but it's big. It's big without it being like super massive. Like it's a really, really nice size. So yeah, let's see what this thing is like when we turn it on. All right, everyone, so quick disclaimer here. I did charge the Steam Deck fully before I'm even gonna turn it on here, so I wanted to make sure I gave it a full charge before we started kind of delving in here. I will be doing a separate video though, kind of exploring the dashboard and stuff like that. I don't want to include that in this part of the unboxing video. This is just going to be the setup and stuff of and kind of getting a look at what it looks like with the screen turned on and stuff like that. So if you want to see a video of me actually playing games on this, if you want to see a video of me exploring the dashboard, that will be coming in a separate video. But for now, I just kind of want to get started and get this thing going here. So we have the orange power button on the top here. Let's go ahead and click on that. Oh, perfect. So we got our language selection here. I guess we should select English. And then our time frame, we'll do Pacific. And then our Wi-Fi connection. So let me get that set up, hold on. I gotta say, looking at the screen right now, you can clearly see it's an OLED, right? You have these beautiful black level. I mean, it just, like there's little tiny bezels on this, but the blacks just flow directly into the bezels. So it looks like an almost, you know, there's no bezels almost. It's insane. All right, so let's sit here. It says installing. I'm gonna have to pick and choose, I guess, which games I'm gonna want to play on this thing. I really got this thing, honestly, just because the idea of having the entire library of the 7th generation and the 6th generation of gaming with maybe some earlier, like the first half of the 8th generation, those games on the go, just having that alone, it sounds extremely exciting. I actually am not interested in playing a lot of modern games on here. Like if I want to play Cyberpunk, if I want to play Baldur's Gate 3, if I want to play like those types of games, I want to play them on like a big screen with nice surround sound, you know, and a full cinematic experience. I don't want to play them on the go on the screen like this. But it is awesome that you could play those games in theory, you know, being able to take those AAA games with you on the go. That was kind of the selling point of the Switch. And then the Switch got really old. And then, you know, here we are, basically, we're still waiting for a next successor to the Switch, which should be coming sometime later this year, I guess, if the rumors are true. At the time of recording this video, at least, nothing's been announced. So while this is installing, I guess maybe I should actually get my Switch and we can do a quick size comparison. So I don't know if I've actually mentioned to you guys, but I actually got rid of my standard Nintendo Switch and got a Switch Lite, just because I like the form factor. And this thing's pretty awesome because This particular Switch Lite I got is the limited edition Pokemon one, and I don't care about Pokemon that much, you know. I played it when I was a kid, but I love the color scheme of this thing. So if I just take it out of its shell, you know, this is my Switch Lite that I've been using. There's the actual Pokemon stuff. It's only on the back, which is nice, because with that carrying case I just had, it completely blocks all of the artwork and stuff, and it just looks like a really cool Switch. So if you take a look at this, the size comparison, I mean, this thing is super tiny, and compared to the Steam Deck, I mean, basically the screen is almost as wide as the full console itself. So the form factor of this, I mean, when you're looking at it in a video, it just looks substantial, right? It looks super large, but I gotta say, looking at them now, it's not so jarring. Picking up this and actually, you know, holding it in my hands, it's not like you know, you feel, I guess the weight is evenly distributed, and it feels light enough so that even though it's substantial, it doesn't feel like it's overbearing. Like I said, I don't think I would be uncomfortable to hold the Steam Deck for a period of many hours. And actually, I think the ergonomics feel a lot better than the Nintendo Switch Lite here, because, you know, these things actually have grips and indents on the back here, and the shape of it just fits better in the hand versus the Switch Lite here, which is all flat. So when you're holding when I'm using my Switch, I usually hold it like this, you know. I got like my pinky fingers kind of reinforcing the bottom, my index on the top here with the triggers, and then I have to kind of sit here with my thumbs and kind of do this. I look like a praying mantis playing this thing. Whereas this thing here with the Steam Deck OLED, I could just tell you immediately right now, like my hands are resting nice and comfortably on the back here. Nice distance with the thumbsticks, at least with my fingers, and the travel is nice and you know, easy going to the D-pad or the actual face buttons. So yeah, I think the ergonomics of the Steam Deck are absolutely going to trump what I have here on the actual Switch Lite, but it is interesting to kind of see the size comparisons of how this thing actually turns out. But ergonomically, I just think that this thing has it beat, and probably the size of it, to be honest, is helping out a ton in that respect. So of course we got a firmware update here, which is going to take a while. I guess we should go ahead and do that. I have fast internet, but oops. I'm so used to the Switch because you know, I'm sitting here on a portable handheld. I'm pushing B thinking it's the A button. So I have to get used to that again. It's ABXY, not BAYX. All right, we'll have this install. Oh, take a look at that. The actual power LED. You actually have the light there. You know, it's a lot more vivid because the shell, you know, is transparent. You can see all those internals. This is so cool, man. You gotta love the design of this thing. All the different, you know, it's not so transparent where it's easy to see through, but it's just enough so that when light penetrates it, you get a nice little shadowing effect beneath the buttons and all the internal components. That's awesome. All right, we're gonna wait for this to install, and I'm probably gonna have to sign in, and we'll see how it goes. All right, here we go. Yep, the sign in. All right, so let me take a moment here and sign in. At least Steam makes it easy, I gotta say. In fact, signing into Steam is probably it's so much easier than even using like the PSN or Xbox Live stuff. They really make it simple. So here we are. Welcome to Steam Deck. Before you start playing, let's take a quick tour of the device. Press any button or tap the screen. Okay. This is the Steam button to access your library, store settings, etc. Please press and hold the Steam button to view shortcuts. Okay. This is the quick access button. Press to quickly view your notifications, friends list, quick settings, and more. Okay, cool. Up here is the power button. Push it once to suspend. Press and hold to access the power menu. So that's basically like the Switch. That's good. The volume controls, press or hold to adjust Steam Deck volume. Pretty self-explanatory. Oh, at micro SD card slots. So if we turn this over, there's a little small input down there. Yeah. So this thing has a terabyte, you know, of SSD NVMe storage. So there's just no point for me, you know, ever using a micro SD card. I just don't think I'm ever going to be using that space, especially because these older games I want to put on here are much smaller. It's not like Call of Duty where it's taking up 200 gigs for a single game. So okay, and then have fun. All right. So there you go, and then I guess it gives you part of your Steam library here. Mafia 2, Far Cry 2, Alien Isolation, there's Fallout, Deus Ex. These are all games from my library. And if we go view more, yeah, that's awesome. Dude, this is so cool. I'm gonna have to kind of look through and see what games I want. Like Dishonored, I probably want to put on here. And a lot of these games would be just awesome to have on the go. I've been away from PC gaming for years at this point, because I still am rocking my my PC that I built in late 2015 with 980 Ti SLI, i7-5820K. So all of my PC gaming was kind of relegated to that time period, and SLI just became a crapshoot. No game was supporting it. So this is kind of interesting. It's to me, this is almost like a return back into the PC space, and in a different way than before. I definitely am going to be building a new computer in the future, but I'm just curious to see what Sony's going to do with this rumored PS5 Pro. I honestly hope that we're not going to get it, just because I don't think it makes sense this generation and the price of that console, because they're not even budging on the price of the current PS5. You're going to pay like $600-700 for a Pro upgrade, and for what? I don't know if it's going to have the same staying power. It's definitely not needed like the PS4 Pro was. But we're going to have to wait and see, I guess. In the meantime, yeah, I need to kind of look through my games here. I need to get my boyfriend Jacob's profile on this as well, because he has a lot more games on Steam. He basically mostly plays PC games, so a lot of the newer games and stuff he has on his profile. In any case, this is really cool to actually have, so I'm going to be doing a video later on this thing, but I just kind of wanted to get a start up of what the home screen is like and using it. And man, this screen right now is vibrant. It's vibrant without it looking like overly saturated. Like, to me, I'm a big sucker for like calibrated displays, and I've spent hours making sure that my monitor, my TV, everything has the most accurate color. I'm very much focused on it, and I can tell you right now, we'll add shortcuts later. I can tell you right now, just looking at like the artwork for this stuff, it looks very, very accurate. Even my profile logo up there, I know exactly what type of shade of red that's supposed to look like. And I can tell you right now that looks exactly how it's supposed to be. You get these perfect black levels. Yeah, and this is an HDR display capable of 1,000 nits of peak brightness, they're saying, which is just insane. To have 1,000 nits of peak brightness on a screen this small is just insane. I'm sure it's more like around 4, this like 600 nits as far as like sustained brightness goes, but for just highlights to have like 1,000 nits like instantly, even if it's only for a couple seconds, that type of impact when it comes to HDR on a screen like this is something that you just don't see at all. I don't think any other handheld has matched that to date. So all this is just going to make for a really interesting device. Yeah, I can't wait to get started with this. So I hope you guys will join me for the videos later. But anyway, let me say goodbye properly to you guys, and we'll end this video.
Alright everyone, thank you so much for joining me for the unboxing of the limited edition Steam Deck OLED. This thing is just beautiful in person. I'm actually very excited to get into this thing and start using it once I figure out how to get used to the UI and stuff like that. So yeah, I'll be doing a follow-up video on this. I want to do a video of me exploring the UI. I will be testing out a couple of games as well. And then also I want to do an impressions after, basically just me talking with you guys. Not really review as much, but just sort of my personal experience with the Steam Deck. So expect a couple videos on that, and I'll see what the future brings with this thing. But very happy to have owned one of these finally, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. For those of you guys who do have a Steam Deck, let me know. I would like to know your thoughts as well, and I guess we'll go on from there, alright? Hope you guys have a great day, and thank you so much for watching the video. Have a good one.